Toshibusawa production. From its historical simulation series. In 1585, the first colonists set sail from Great Britain in hope of finding new wealth and freedom in North America. Though America promised to hold profit for the homeland, the people endured many hardships before the first colonies began to take shape. Thereafter, Great Britain imposed a heavy tax on the prosperous colonies. When the people rose up in protest, the British fleet moved to America's shores. March 1775, Virginia Convention. Patrick Henry voiced the people's fears. Let's not deceive ourselves longer. We have done everything to avert the storm which is now coming on. Gentlemen may cry peace, peace, but there is no peace. The next gale that sweeps from the north will bring to our ears the clash of resounding arms. I know not what course others may take, but as for me, give me liberty or give me death. Happy 4th of July, everybody! And to celebrate, I opted to cover 3 Sega games I thought were thematically fitting this weekend rental's Summer Sega Edition. The games I chose were Liberty or Death, Zombies Ate My Neighbors, and Daytona USA for the arcade. I was a little torn on what to start between these 2 titles though. Zombies in particular does have that summer barbecue aesthetic that I found to be rather fitting for a day like today. But ultimately, due to its historical significance tied to the holiday, I decided to go with Liberty or Death. No, this game isn't set on the day the Declaration of Independence was signed, but it is set a year prior. In a sense, the events of this game are supposed to be what sets the stage for the American Revolution and the eventual signing of our founding document. So in that sense, this game is the most significant for the most American of all holidays. Now, fair warning, unless it's something like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Final Fantasy, I typically don't play strategy games. They're not my cup of tea, especially the historical simulation games. But for the sake of my nation's founding, I'm gonna give it everything I've got. So, without further delay, let's get started. Okay, let's go with new game. I'm gonna do player versus computer, and I'm gonna choose George Washington, the American side. Originally mad for his cunning bravery during the French and Indian War, his political dealings have broadened his experience and popularity. Confirm George Washington as Commander-in-Chief? Yes. Or I. I'm gonna keep it on fast for wait time, and sure, easy for game level. Let's view all the battles and animations and stuff too. Yeah, I think this is good. Yes. This kind of reminds me of Axis and Allies, or Risk. Hereby call to order the Summer Congress of 1775. Your 3-month budget is $15.54. Use it wisely. Okay. I'm going to ask for support from John Adams, still in the north. Send 1 New York regiment. I will send 1 Connecticut regiment. And we can't speak to him again. Let's check William Vernon. Cause a robot and a kitchen knife. Alright, I'm just gonna pay the salary in full. Sure. Let's do the maximum 4. That'll cost us 200. The regiments, we will give them 34. I think that's good. That's literally our entire monthly allowance. But don't worry, different territories have different allowances. I'm probably only gonna be... Britain controls the New England colony seas. I'm probably only gonna be doing a single battle. Britain controls the Mill colony seas. The southern colonies are free from naval control, and a bit of history lesson. Florida was unpopulated because it was all swampland at the time. So just so you ran military drills this month, what are your orders from Bennington? I'm gonna go parade. I'm gonna go ahead and double check everything. So what we want to do is generate popularity, go do a parade. Which regiment requires training battle? Oh. And of course we need to train our regiments. Major Mage's New York Lions training is now 64. And, figure out how to get out of here. I think it's like A or B. Nope, that's C. No. Yours for Bennington finished? Yep. Now, next territory. Any cause that lacks popular support must ultimately fail. That means we should go do a parade. Nor bolster support. Of course, I want to double check and make sure everything's in order, so let's do a parade. It'll take part in the parade, and minus 40 for body. I might as well do both. And it is kind of difficult navigating the controls of this game when you're just using a 3-button controller. I'm like, pressing C doesn't seem to work, B doesn't work, A doesn't work, start doesn't work. And suddenly you just press something and all of a sudden, oh, it does work. So that's some criticisms I have for this game. It's kind of difficult to learn. Especially since I don't have an instruction manual to help me out here. Popular support has increased from 33 to 35. And I think that's in my turn here. Hungry soldier will weaken combat. Alright. We want to feed... Obviously we want to buy food for our soldiers. We will go to market. I'm gonna go... Choose the one with the most amount of body for these favors. Let's go buy 100 rations of food. I'm not really sure how many rations are necessary. I am only playing for a single battle and then putting my verdict. Yours probably need finished. Now it's short. Alright, we want to stock up on powder, absolutely. Even though we spent all of our allowance, we still have money and resources to buy stuff. And I want to try to choose somebody that we don't have to worry so much about. Since George Washington is basically to liberty or death what Marth or Ike or Robin are to Fire Emblem. You lose those guys, the game is effectively over. So I went and bought a ton of powder, absolutely necessary. And now I'm gonna see if I can send my my forces up to Boston and try to try to take it. Wow, I didn't know about this map. Our objective is to clear all of Britain's forces, which are the red spots. Greens are neutrals and blues are well, greens are a third party and blues a friendly third party. Blues are our pieces and whites are completely neutral. So honestly, I think this is, I'm just gonna take care of all the characters with a ton of body. Alright. Looks like we're capped off here. And we, of course, want to get the hard cap for rations to last us the full 15 days. And yeah, let's do 7,000 acres. We are completely maxing out on our resources because for this one battle. Request help from which friendly garrison? Okay, greens are friendly garrisons. They're not on they're not on our side per se. I mean, I probably could have chose the other one in hindsight. I was just looking at the green spots. So now we are gonna attack Boston, try to claim it. Reclaim it from the British. So yeah, I'm basically just gonna be a beginner in this sort of game. I have played this a couple times, getting ready for this rental, but it's not exactly a game that I know from inside and out. I just did a brief look up on an online walkthrough. Now, something I could have done before starting this battle is bribing, but bribing can just absolutely take its toll on your resources. And that would have helped weaken the British forces. Luckily, Washington is one of the few units that can move more than one space. And we are just going to go up this way. And looky here, the horse can move that way as well. Yeah, that's about right. You want to be careful with those ships because those ships can absolutely torch you. They have cannons that can wipe out your forces relatively easily. Now, the main objective is not necessarily take out all those forces, though the more you do take out, the more money you can make off their ransoms. Ooh, we can go in the woods. That is actually really good. Any unit that can enter the woods, it is highly recommended that you send them through. Because most units can't go in the forest. That's gonna probably be where we are gonna take them. Alright, we're gonna just shore up our resources here because our main target is actually the castle in the middle, I would say. It is actually in the. It's not the fort that. It's not either the forts. It is the fort that is as far away from the ship as possible. So. There we go. Now I want to entrench myself just to be safe. Because that will actually help us out in keeping our forces safe. And this cannon can be pretty helpful too. We can't build a brick. And this is what that ship is capable of doing, and it's completely decimating your units. So, unlike something like Final Fantasy Tactics or Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monster Coliseum or other games like that, this is closer to Fire Emblem where the HP is basically the amount of units you've got left. I'm gonna hide in the woods. Absolutely put any units that love to be in the forested areas in the forest. Because that is a huge terrain advantage for you to be in. Alright, and we're done here. Yeah, let's go king up on this fort right up here. That does mean having to deal with the ships, but I'm fine with that. So obviously our cannons can't cross the little bay right there. George Washington's forces are taking heavy casualties here. And now Washington's getting flanked. Alright, So what I'm gonna do is just try to help out Washington a bit, and I'm gonna keep him there. And of course we want to move our cavalry in the woods, since they can travel in the woods. And move all our other forces up close in case we need Washington to pull out. And of course, we are going to use this opportunity to completely decimate this fort up here. Usually when their health gets really low, they will either retreat, or if they do, they will attempt to retreat and they'll either succeed or get captured. Oh, it is possible to permanently, or though permadeath is also certainly a possible outcome as well. Now it's night, which means that the ship is pretty much going to be useless here. When it's nighttime or under inclement weather, the ship's not going to be able to perform super well. Look how much difference the amount of damage we can deal is, since we're in the forest. Only 5 points for our forces and like 65 for theirs. This is one of the It is the environmental terrain that served as one of the primary reasons why America was able to defeat Great Britain, the greatest imperial power in the world at the time. And Sure, we like to attach ideology into the mix as well, but let's be honest, we have to still admire sound strategies, even if they can be a little less than scrupulous. Alright, this unit's just about dead. They're probably gonna end up surrendering. Alright, let's keep one of our forces entrenched. And just like that, they surrendered. Oh no, it's not a fort, it's a town. And that unit, and those ground units are going to be my main concern. I want to get them to surrender. Get them to surrender, or at least capture them. So let's start with this unit first. And we want to take out the forts first. Always aim for the forts first. Alright, we need to entrench Washington's forces. Yeah, we want to entrench the forces that actually have to deal with the combatants the most. And looky here, the southern unit is coming up to our main target. Ooh, this fort, yeah. Trying to take forts is gonna be really difficult. Yeah, I'm gonna have to have this force unit retreat because they're really low on health. But I'm gonna try to occupy this ship's attention. Damn. Gonna lose our cannons. Alright, and now our unit's trying to surrender, and now we got this unit's attention. It's daytime, so I guess I would say morning. I want to move Washington and try to help take out this guy now. What am I doing? Alright, we're trying to guard my other units. J-Tom, I can't seem to just stay still for some reason. Why can't I get him to stay still? Alright, I'm gonna... We need to capture this fort. But they are really, really fortified. And that was a critical mistake on my part. The bright side is at least they're not really exercising any sound strategies there. Alright, it's midday. I want Washington to remain where he is. This is when we try to rearrange our field a bit. We need to force some surrenders. They may not survive this. I'm going to have to have them retreat. Charles Lee is retreated. Alright, we are going to have another couple units try to flee, only to get captured. And this guy is absolutely... Burr is absolutely ready to take on our main target. And wow, look at the difference of how much damage we took. Unfortunately, only 2 units at a time can target this guy, because we can't go in the water. But I will position Washington in a spot where we can actually... Alright, Gates is pretty healthy, so I'm gonna move... Yeah, I'm gonna move Gates up here. And... I can only try my best in dealing... And that is one fortified unit. And yeah, this is our target. I need to try to protect my other units. I want to rotate them out. On my healthier units. In charge of Washington is far removed from a healthy unit, though. Hopefully the ship doesn't target him next. Ooh, we can cross this strait. That's what it's called. It's not a bay, it's a strait. Now we need our another unit to retreat. Oh good, they aren't targeting Washington here. Now this unit is... His unit's just about dead. Ooh, but nightfall. That could help. We need Washington to retreat. See if we can corner this guy. Nope, there's no joint effort to take him out, so... We're getting absolutely smoked down here. Yeah, let's go in here, that's the huntsman. now our cavalry is safe. Let's go up here. Now we are back on the offensive. And with a fresh unit too. Alright, we're just about done with this fight. We can't entrench ourselves, so... All I can really do with Washington right now is move him around a bit. He can't entrench for whatever reason. And the ship can't attack us because we are not on... Ooh, another territory has surrendered. He retreated. We weren't able to capture him, but that's fine. Alright. Now we can entrench our units. I want to try to protect Washington now because, well, I have to. Alright, now we're going to move on to the other fort. All while we try to take out our main target. Aiming for our cavalry. Absolutely go for the main target. The ships is just straight up suicide. Without ships of our very own, we can't really take to the seas yet. Alright, that guy's just about done. I need to have the cavalry retreat yet, which is Wall of Washington, I think. Wait a minute. I can't just see so I move. Oh, I can. I'm just gonna go back and forth with Washington because I don't want him to die. This battle's just about over. Once we capture this fort, we are gonna be victorious. We will win the fight altogether. And honestly, it's not my cup of tea, but I do think it is still a fun title, this game. It is definitely a game that I would recommend to real-time strategy. Well, not real-time strategy, but strategy enthusiasts. If you like something like Fire Emblem and have a fascination with American history, this game's highly recommended. We captured Thomas Gage, and the fight is over. Commander-in-Chief on Defane's side was captured. Your Excellency, the invasion of Boston was a success. Victory over Britain will soon be ours. And indeed, we have won. And we're just gonna ransom everybody? So I hope you appreciate this little history lesson, so to speak, concerning our nation's founding. And I hope you enjoyed watching me give this game a go for Liberty and Death. So, Liberty or Death, I should say. So I do hope you have a happy 4th of July, and be sure to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. With all the way, this is Mike Gordon, sign out.